Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Regrowth. So as you just saw, I have some upgrades to my armor, so I've gone and made the armored jetpack, and it turns out you can throw enchantments on the jetpack. So you can upgrade this by just putting a block of steel, some diamonds, and bronze, and it turns it into it gives it basically a diamond strength base armor, and with the anvil you can throw in any kind of enchantment that you want. So I've been going through and just burning down level 30 enchantments. So I also upped my boots, so I now have a Prot 4 Haste 3. So actually it's like it gives an enhanced run speed here, so that's going to be really helpful getting across the base. So what else am I doing? I made a formula for ME controllers. So now that I'm able to make sky blocks in the portal of Alfheim, I also made a formula for fluix here, for pure fluix, and so those just drop the same way into the crystal growth accelerators, where they are, well, accelerated. So I didn't make any changes to the chemistry area, but what I did was I made some changes over here with a laser. So I currently have this set turned off thanks to this block of redstone, because it's absorbing a little too much power for my liking. But here with the laser amplifier, how do I, okay, Shift J, I've configured to swap between the different functions of the configurator. And so with a right click, I can see that I currently have 200 million RF power stored in this laser amplifier. So I can prevent it from discharging anything by putting a 0 here under the max RF output. And so that's going to give me the ability to block any output and store it up. So I think I need somewhere between 300 and 400 million RF power before I can ignite the reaction. But before I do that, I want to head down to how the world enhances, and I actually want to work on this induction storage first, because I figured there's no point in producing RF with the fusion reaction unless I have the ability to store it. So this one's a little complicated to start, but it's a multi-block that I need to start with 3x3x4, and it scales up to 18 by 18 by 18. So I can always add more parts to it later once I get started. But essentially, I'm going to need to build these induction cells, an induction cell, and an induction provider, and then I encircle them with induction casings, and then I have a port, one for an import and one for an export. And let's see if I can whip that up right now in the ME crafting. So let's take a look at induction. Okay, so here's all the different parts that I'm going to need. So induction casing, the outside, is just going to be steel plates and energy tablets. So let's see if I can do that. Nope, I don't have any tablets. Oh, really? Okay, so let's make a batch of those. And while that's going, let's head over here and grab my lithium dust. Yep, I have enough of it. So let's throw this into the ME system. Good. And let's take a look then. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait for these tablets to finish before I can go on to the next step. Alright, while that is ticking, I want to head down and demo what happened to the titanium crafting area. So I completely dismantled the Tinker Smeltery over here and replaced it with a crucible furnace that's currently set up to melt down Essence of Fire. And so Essence of Fire can be melted into lava, as we've shown to fill up that lava tank up there. And it takes 1200 temperature to melt the lava, and it turns out that you can use the lava in a fluid tank as an energy source. So it takes 10 units of lava for every cycle, which burns down another couple pieces of essence of fire. And so this is a net positive reaction once you've gotten a couple pieces of lava in the tank. And from that point, I'm using this to fill up this lava channel to power, a lot more machines over here. So I have over here another furnace that's set up to burn down limestone. So let's make limestone. Let's make another 100 of that. Great. And throw that in. And so the limestone's going to melt down into quicklime here. And the quicklime is going to react with the water to make magnesium, as we are well aware of. Okay, and should be done in 10 seconds. And that'll pump out through the logistical pipe into this second crucible furnace, where it will then melt down into magnesium. The magnesium will then pump into this vat, where it will mix with impure titanium. And once it has enough, it's going to produce regular titanium, which is going to be triggered here through this seared faucet. So the seared faucet, as we know, can take a redstone signal, and that will do a piping operation, and it will only dump when it sees the destination fluid type matches the source fluid type. So now the block caster has a special ability because it, as we saw before, it can hold 10 ingots worth of fluid, even though it only needs 9 to produce the block. So there's always 1 ingot's worth of fluid left, which is then used to produce, to basically block the, to act as a filter. So this system will break down if this caster is empty, and the only way that happens is if I run out of limestone over here. So it'll actually produce limestone and magnesium faster than what it can empty this this container. And so the smeltery over here is just melting down all the blocks of impure titanium, the rutile that was produced over here by the filtering system. So with that, I now have another 19 blocks of titanium, which is just ridiculous. I can use that for all sorts of stuff within the crafting. So, and I have a lot more material left. So with that, let's head upstairs and see how the crafting is doing. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so I have some energy tablets, which I can use to make induction casing. So let's take a look. How many do I need again? I'm going to need 16 casings. I'm going to need 2 induction ports. So the induction port is going to need an elite controller. So I'm going to need at least make 1 induction casing. So let's do that. Whoops. What's the matter here? Did I not make the steel? I thought I had the steel. Nope, I don't have enough steel plate. Okay, so let's craft up a bunch of those. And yep, this is going to take a little while. Oh yeah, I want a demo. So I upgraded my mechanism factories again. So this time they are all elite factories. I made a formula out of the ME system to do this, and so I now have a 7-channel factory for each of these guys. And I'd like to see if I can... I was reading that you can use the ME system to split formulas in parallel. So I'm going to see if I can hook up this second metallurgic infuser here and have a second set of pipes just to see if I can make steel in parallel to have the production time. But let's get back over here and take a look at the induction smelt. Okay, so let's make one of those with the casing, and induction port is going to need 4 induction casings and then an elite control circuit. Okay, and then I'll make 2 at a time. The basic induction cell is going to be the lithium dust, energy tablet, and one of the basic energy cubes. And then lastly, the induction provider is going to be very similar except using basic control circuits. Okay, and so let's throw all these in the ME system. 1, 2, 3, 4. And take a look. So I'm going to need 16 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 16. Is that going to give me credit? Yes, 100%. Okay, so next we need the induction port. So 2 of these. And then 1 of the basic induction cell. And 1 of the basic induction provider. Okay, great. And with that, that should give me 16 more induction casings. Alright, so next question is, where do I put this? So, I'm not sure if you can edit, okay, so I'm going to want to do a quick test of the provider before I get too deep into it, but so I will move this. I just want to do a check to see if it's going to survive. If I load it with RF power and then break a block, is it going to lose all the stored RF inside? Okay, so this is the shape I read. And then what I'm going to need to do is add ports. So let's put 1 port here, 1 port here. The casing, yeah, 1, 2, and then I have to put the induction cells on the inside. And then fill up all the interior space. So I need 2 more induction casings. So that's going to be... Alright, I'll just wait for this to craft. Alright, we're done. So what I wanted to check is if I have the 20 casing and let's say I load it with fuel and then I want to upgrade it. Is it going to retain the RF power that it had? So let's see if this, yep, there we go, multi-block connected. So the key is to get this sign to flip, you have to hit it with the configurator with the shift right click. So you see how I turn it into output mode, and this one's going to be input mode. So let's switch that on. At this point, yeah, we have a pretty good amount of storage in the system. Alright, so my test is I want to break this block. I have 3 million RF still inside. And what I'm going to do is see if I can upgrade this in place. 6. Okay, and then if I break this block and add 2 more, I should in theory be upping the total capacity of the block. Yep, there we go. Multi-block reformed. And it says, wow, okay, so that definitely is upgradable. So 3.7 million, but now I've upgraded it to, let's see, thousands, millions, billion, 1.2 billion RF storage. Excellent. So let me transmit this stuff, all the RF power back, and then I'm going to move this downstairs by the next to the lasers, and then I think I'm ready for the fusion reactor. Alright, I'm back, so let's get cracking on the quest. So, looks like I am going to need to make a lot of pieces here. A reactor controller, reactor ports, reactor frames, and the all-important laser focus matrix. So, let's get started with the reactor frame. So this is the core piece that's going to set up the outer shell of the reactor. So let's get the reactor frame. I'm going to need 61 of these, but it's going to end up making 64. So I've prepped, I think, as much as I can. 56, 60. I'm too short on casings. Okay, casing. Let's make another quick batch, of which I am missing refined steel. In fact, I am missing, well, actually, casing. Let's get that ticking, since I don't need a lot of it. Did I ever add the steel? No, I didn't. Okay. I just have so much material, so many little projects going on. So this will finish off the end of the reactor frame. So let's grab some casing and then get the last of the 64. Okay. So with that, next I'll need to make 1 controller and 2 ports. So Reactor Controller is not that difficult. Gas tanks, the ultimate control circuits took a pretty long time to craft, but they are feasible. So let's grab Reactor Controller, and Reactor Port. Okay, so I'll need, okay, so one of these will make 2 ports. Okay. Boy, these are expensive. Alright, so the very last thing is the laser focus matrix. Well, that's not that complicated, but it's going to need reactor glass. So let's pick up, what am I missing? Reactor glass. Actually, let's make a format. Reactor glass here. Save that guy off. So at least make these 4. And then the matrix, laser focus matrix, should combine that and make, well, 2. I don't know why it made 2. But those are all the pieces I need to get this going. Whew. Alright, so let's see what we can do to actually, okay, tritium deuterium, okay, so that's just more DT fuel pieces. So, over here, I have expanded the base a little bit. I've moved the induction casings over here, and unfortunately I'm not really producing a lot of power right now. I only have 7 million built up, but what I really need is to get this guy going. So let's figure out what the alignment is going to be. So let's grab some factory blocks, because I think, yep, let's just grab my wireframe blocks and set up a pad, I guess, over here maybe. So it's going to be a 5 by 5 by 5 device. Let's see, so that's 3, so it has to align here. Okay, and then I want to align the center of this facing with the induction ports. So, yep, this should suffice, I think. If not, I'll take a cut and figure it out. But I think, from what I've read, I'm going to have a lot of these star patterns like this. And what I need to do is build up, I think, like this. You know what? Why don't I work on this one layer at a time before I get too crazy? Because I think, let me check my notes here. Yeah, actually, the next layer is going to look like a square. Something like this, I think. Okay. And then it's going to be another layer. All right, correction. So this middle layer is the perfect square. The one that's one level down needs to have its corners chopped off like this. And here. Which means that this corner has to go off here. And here. Okay, we're starting to take shape. Okay, you go there. And here. And I am out of frames. Alright, well that's not too crazy. Maybe I can recover some of these with ports. So, 1, 2. 2 ports will be here on the side. We'll have the reactor matrix should go here on this side. Laser focus matrix. Okay, so that should be in alignment with the laser, in theory. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. So really at this point I'm missing 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more blocks. So let me craft those up quick. Alright, here it is. Everything but the last piece, which is this reactor controller, which I'm told goes right here on top. Bam, multi-blocked. Alright, great. So this is where I'm going to need to, oh boy, there's going to be a lot of statistics here I've read. So I'm going to need to get my hologram. Let's grab a full one and place it inside. Ready for reaction. Okay. So the fuel, I have another opportunity to basically feed the DT fuel directly in. Let's see how much. Yeah, 9,600. So if I were to, let's see, can I rotate this? There's the rotate. Okay. Then I'm going to need some pressure. Let's see. How many ultimate pressures do I have? Not enough. Okay. Because I'm probably going to need like 40. Alright, so I guess what I can do in the meantime, curious if I can just move the full gas tank closer. Yeah, okay. I might want to make another reactor port, actually. It's going to be 4 more casings and the ultimate control circuit. So, do I have enough to make well, I have one here. Nope, I need some more of that steel. Okay, good. Casing, craft, 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Now let's find the reactor port. Okay, I don't... Is it ready yet? That looks jammed for some reason. Okay, reactor frame. Then the reactor port. 2 more ports. Okay, so that'll give me another one for gas intake and probably another one for an electric, for an RF power out. So let's place that here and here. What happened there? Did that just glitch? Where'd it go? Yep, that glitched out. I had to log out and back in again. Okay, let's place it correctly this time. Okay, there's our reactor port. So I'm going to put the pressurized tube here. I'm going to put the gas tank. Let's see, is this still on rotate mode? Yes. Okay, which now means I need to put this back on gaseous mode. Okay, so that's going to absorb. Yep, see that's lighting up purple here. So that means that I should have fuel here. Okay, DT fuel. So I don't, okay, rate 2 is the injection rate. Okay. So that should be the minimum level to maintain the reaction once it's started. So at this point, I think I'm ready to power it up. So, whew, okay. Getting a little worried though. Is 250 million enough? How much is in the base right now? Okay, I have another 27. Well, might as well go for broke, I guess. So let's load all this RF power into the lasers. and see how much I have. Alright, here we go. I've just topped 400 million RF stored in the laser amplifier, which I've read in a couple tutorials is the critical point by which we can start energizing the reaction. So I'm a little worried about this this feed, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to give it the DT fuel, or if I'm supposed to... Oh, hey, wow, the quest tree's done. Awesome. It says here that we need deuterium and tritium in, power out. So I don't know why I can't just feed it DT going in, but yep, so this is powering up here. I'm wondering, heat, fuel, heat. Maybe I should just hook this up anyway, just as a precaution. Whoops. Alright, well I don't need to, now that I have the RF, I can break this bridge. In fact, I think I can shut off the whole line here. Yep, so that'll give me a chance to at least fill up the induction storage unit a little. So let's figure out how we can. Yeah, I don't want to screw this up, and I've seen it work both ways. You know what? Let's just roll with it. If it fails, well, then I'll just cry for a while. But let's set up the cable again, and yep. So that should feed to the energy in. This should make a pool to get energy out. Okay, I guess I'm as ready as I'm going to get at this point. So let's go here and type in the max limit. Okay, so it looked like that beamed everything, like literally everything, all at once. Alright, so it looks like the reaction is going. Let's see, let's take a look at the data here. Alright, we have a lot of heat. We have no fuel. Okay, maybe... Do I need to play with these numbers? Case heat's pretty high. The power's pretty high. This doesn't seem to be doing anything. Here, let's turn all these off. Is it charging? Oh yeah, it's charging. 18 million RF. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so back to here. Are we getting a sustained reaction? This is still dropping. This tank is empty. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Deuterium fuel. Okay, if we pull from there... Oh, okay. Now we're filling this tank. Good. That's a good sign. Heat is still dropping. But it's got a very slow drop. Okay, I'm wondering if this is going to stabilize somewhere. I'm hoping. Okay, I've gotten as much fuel. 20. That's still a slow drop. Now it says 2 is self-sustaining. Let's put it on 10. I'll just have to monitor this. So what am I up to with my energy storage here? 46, 47 million, and it's nighttime. Awesome. All right, can I connect these? Does that increase the rate of transfer? 12,000 RF per tick. Nice. Wow, I actually have a blip. 56 million. All right, so I think I can call this a success. So at this point, I'm going to monitor the reaction down to 600 million Kelvin. Can I increase this? All right, that's cooling down really fast. I'm wondering if this is... All right, so maybe I am going to have to feed it with tritium and deuterium after all. Did I store enough RF? It only has 77 million. All right, so it's not the 400 million I was hoping for, though. That is, there's still 400 million trapped inside. It just hasn't transferred out yet. So let's can I do this? Ooh, okay. That definitely helped. Heat is critically low. All right, well, I'm thinking that the reactor's probably, yeah, falling apart at this point. So I'm going to need to put in tritium and deuterium and then try this guy again. 432. No, this is too low. Okay, all right. Well, last passive casing, passive generation 9 MRF per tick. Okay, yeah. Well, at this point, yeah, I think the reaction's going to die out very shortly, and I can try rewiring it and firing up again. But I think at this point, I'm going to call this an episode. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like and let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time in Regrowth. Bye!